Namaste, A standard. In this video, we'll just look into the furtherance of this lesson, Anandi, Gopal, and autobiography. So we come to know what is autobiography and what is biography. So, through her biography, we have studied in the last video that she was born on the 31st of March 1865, and her previous name was Yamuna Joshi. She was born in Kalyan, a place, a small town near Mumbai. Though they were landlords before, as the time passed, the riches vanished. She got married when she was 9 years old, and her husband name was Gopal Rao. Rao was an ardent supporter of widow remarriage and women education. So after marriage, Gopal Rao had tried his level best to make her study and give her education, but as the system in those days was different. In those days, even husband and wife cannot talk in the public, so it was very difficult for Gopal Rao to make her study. Now she could only study when they moved from Kalyan to Alibag, and from Alibag to Kolhapur, and ultimately they went to Calcutta. And in Calcutta, Gopal Rao could make her study, and in Calcutta only she could finish her primary education. And Gopal Rao encouraged her to get her higher education because she was so intelligent. Gopal Rao did not want this lady to waste her education. So he tried his level best to get admission in a university in USA, but he could not do so. So he was trying to get correspondence from USA, and as a result, Mrs. Carpenter of Roselle, New Jersey, corresponded to his approach, and she said Anandi Bai can come to New Jersey and she will be a host there. Therefore, Anandi Bai and Gopal tried to go to USA. Unfortunately, Gopal Rao could not arrange for any job in USA. Therefore, they cancelled going together, and as a result, Anandi Bai left to USA alone. There she was received by Carpenter Mawashi. So she used to call this Carpenter, Mrs. Carpenter, as a Mawashi, that is aunt. Now, why she selected medicine, that she wanted to become a doctor, as in those days there were very few female doctors, and women folk never go to male doctor. They were hesitant to visit any female doctor. That is why there occurred many deaths, and children used to die, and this is why she decided that she will become a doctor. So as she took a decision. She wanted to fulfill her dream of becoming a doctor, and that is why she went to America. In America, she was in the initial days, she was staying with the Mr. and Mr. Carpenter, and there occurred clashes of custom and system, like in American system, like in carpenters never used to they hardly took bath every day, like alternative days like this. They never used to take bath every day, and as per Indian system, she used to dress up differently. This is also very strange thing for carpenters, and she never used to take non-vegetarian food. This is also become very strange for carpenters. And this Anandi Bai used to get up, used to move from the sitting room if Mr. Carpenter is there in the sitting room. This looked very strange to Mr. and Mrs. Carpenter. So this is nothing but the clashes of custom. That's it. So ultimately she got admission in women's college in Philadelphia, and Mrs. Carpenter left her there with the heavy heart. In other paragraph, it was described in that college, Women's College of Philadelphia, the superintendent and the secretary of that college very kind. They showed very kindness as they came to know that Anandi Bai had come to USA from far away places, that to India, where women were not given good education. Still facing all the oppositions, all the criticism, she had come there for the study purpose. So it was a great move of Anandi Bai, and they were happy that she had braved this poverty and the oppositions of the people, and that is why they offered her a scholarship of $600 for the 3 years. Now, the description of her room. She got a room in the college. We didn't had proper fireplace. So why fireplace? Why they used to have a fireplace in the room? Because the weather is very cold there, and there used to be snowfall. So to heat up, to increase the temperature of the room, it is a must for them to have a fireplace. So in her room there was a fireplace, and that fireplace emitted lot of smoke when it was lit. So she had no choice. If she goes out, there will be cold, and if she remains in the room, there will be lot of smoke. But somehow she resisted all these things, as she could not hire any other room for rent, as the situation there was totally different. She was an Indian Hindu girl, and she had come from far away places. The society there did not encourage all these things, and the culture was also very different. So somehow she could study. They spent her 2 years in that place only, and due to this she started coughing a lot, and constant coughing, so continuous coughing. And somehow she finished her 3 years staying in the same place, but it affected her health a lot. Ultimately, she got her degree. On the convocation day, her husband had arrived, and she was given a standing ovation by the public there, as she was the first woman doctor to study abroad. And her husband and herself was very happy about this. But her health condition deteriorated, and it went worse, and she was admitted to a women's hospital in Philadelphia itself. And the doctor said it is advisable to take her to India for further treatment. She was diagnosed for tuberculosis. That is nothing but TB. We call it TB. So doctor said, take her to India. There you treat her. So as per the doctor's advice, in coming to para number 9, her return to India. The journey back home took a further toll on Anandi Bai's health, as doctors on the ship focused to treat a brown woman. On reaching India, she stayed at her cousin's place in Pune to receive treatment from renowned Ayurvedic specialist. Next page. However, refused to treat her, as according to him she had crossed the boundaries of society. Finally, on February 26, 1887, frustrated that all her achievements were in vain. Anandibai succumbed to her disease at the age of 22. She was mourned throughout India. Her ashes were sent to Mrs. Carpenter, who wanted to place them in her family cemetery in Poughkeepsie. So this is a very sad state of things went here. Her return to India. The journey back home was not easy. So she was diagnosed for tuberculosis. On the way back to India, she went to a doctor in the ship itself. So in those days there was not many aeroplanes. Um, the way of journey was through ship, and journey through ship took many days, and the doctor in the ship refused to treat her. Why he refused to treat her was she was a brown means Indian, and these people, English people, refused to treat or refused to in contact with any brown. So on reaching India, she stayed at her cousin's place in Pune. So she reached somehow. They reached India. Even they visited the doctor in the ship itself, and the doctor there refused to treat her. But ultimately, she reached India in Pune. She went to her cousin's place in Pune, and she went for Ayurvedic treatment. A renowned Ayurvedic specialist with an renowned Ayurvedic specialist, but he refused. He too refused to give her treatment, as according to him, Anandibai had crossed the boundaries of society. What is the boundaries of society here? According to that doctor, a woman should not go out, and she had crossed 7 seas. According to those days, those people, a woman going out of her house and going abroad was considered a big sin. So the doctor said, according to him, she has crossed all the boundaries of the society, so she should face it as she is a sinner. It is according to doctor. It is not the fact. Finally, on February 26th, 1887, frustrated that all her achievements went in vain, so she became, after facing so many things, so many troubles, so many oppositions, all these things she faced, still she went to USA for her study in her medicine, but all these things went in vain. It is just nothing but vain. Anandibai succumbed to her disease at the age of 22. She died due to her disease, that is tuberculosis. She died due to that, and she was mourned throughout India. As she died, India mourned on her death, and all the Indians became very sad on her death. But her ashes were sent to Mrs. Carpenter, who wanted to place her ashes on her family cemetery in Poughkeepsie. Para number 10. Anandibai's efforts, however, were not in vain. To this day, she is an inspiration to Indian girl from all walks of life. She enables us to believe that whatever our situation and circumstances, nobody's dreams are unachievable, and that each of us has the potential to achieve whatever we wish to. Today, the Maharashtra government has a fellowship in her name for young women working on women's health. So, what these last two paragraphs are not of autobiography, it is just a biography. So in these two paragraphs it is said she went to Pune on to her cousin's place From there she wanted to get treatment for her disease like tuberculosis, and she went to a Ayurvedic specialist, where the Ayurvedic specialist refused to get her treated, but he refused, saying that she has crossed all the boundaries of the society, therefore he is not willing to treat her. As she could not get proper medicines for her disease, she is come to that. Ultimately she died on 26th February 1887. And further it is said, Anandibai's efforts have not wasted. Till today, she is inspiration to Indian girls. And in Maharashtra, a government has a fellowship in her name for young women who are working on women's health. So she is an inspiration. She has showed to the society, Indian society, that whatever the circumstances, whatever may be the situation, you should believe that you may pass this test. You can achieve what you want to achieve in your life, facing all the situations and circumstances. If there is a will, you can find any way to get your dreams come true. So this she has showed Indian women that whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the condition, however oppositions you may get, if you have a strong belief and strong willpower, you can achieve what you want to achieve. So read this lesson thoroughly more than 5 times and study well. In my next video, I will discuss the question and answers, and I will also give you the PDF form of questions and answers. In my next videos, after finishing this question and answer, I will come to the grammar part of your English grammar part. I will discuss the grammar part. So before dealing with grammar part, I will just send you notes of the grammar I am going to discuss with you. So while watching this video, you have to keep the notes with you and look into the notes and try to understand what I am trying to make you understand. So till then, take care. Namaste.